Hello everyone, I welcome you all for the video lecture in Java language, and the topic that we will be discussing for today's video lecture is Java methods. Java methods, we use this to execute a block of code a repeated number of times to perform a specific function. It may be to draw a circle or to compute two numbers, etc. And for simplicity, let me explain you with a scenario. Take an example to compute the 5 subject marks of 50 students in a class, and to print the total marks, we will be having the coding in Java language, which follows like for the 50 students, we have to include the two statements for computing the 5 subjects. Yes, we will be adding all the 5 subject marks and we store it in a variable, say for an example total, and we need to print the total system.out.print total marks within the double quotes, and we will be passing the arguments next to it by using the concatenating operator plus. So this is how it goes for all the 50 students. Those two statements will be repeated for all the 50 students. Instead, when we have these two statements under one block of code in a program, and that particular block of code can be called by function name, that is the method name that we are going to define as a method in Java language, then it will be easy. It reduces the number of lines in a program. It is easy to maintain. It is easy to readable, and it also, yes, in a Java language, we know the compiler starts its execution from the main function, and it gets its execution done line by line. So whenever we call a function, yes, that function call goes to the block of that is the function definition, and that block of code get executed. Yes, and then the line of execution again starts from where it left. So this is how the Java will do its execution when we compile it. So this particular method is following this particular process. The function also will simplify the problem taken. It may be a complex one, but we can code it in a block of code and we can execute it. We can break down the complex problem into small chunks of code and we can program it. So there are two methods in Java language. One is the user-defined function, and then the predefined function which is there in the Java utility package, that we say standard library methods. So the built-in methods which the developer already created, already developed, which is predefined, which can be used by the user when he needs it. Yes, that is there in the Java utility package. And how to declare a method in Java language? The syntax is return type, function name, and then the arguments which we need to pass as input, that we can give within the enclosed parenthesis, and then the method body. Here we can give the block of code that needs to get executed when we call the function, and then the working of the Java methods, which says the data type. Here we need to give the return data type. This particular function which the user given as add numbers will output meaning it will, after execution of this add numbers function, it will return the particular data with the data type integer. Yes, so here we have no arguments, so we have left giving nothing, and we have the code. And then how the function can be called is we need to mention the method name and we need to open and close the parenthesis, and then the semicolon for ending of the statement. We, as we have dot in the English language, we will be having this semicolon for the programming. For function ends to inform the compiler, the function ends here. Function call ends here. We need to mention with the semicolon. Whenever the main function from the compiler starts the execution from the main function, and whenever it sees the function call, that time the line of execution control goes to the method defined, and then the code of the function gets executed. That block of code gets executed, and after execution it comes out of the block, and the line next to the function call gets executed, and it continues until the program is over. So using an example class we have, and that we have defined the function public int add numbers. Here we have passed two arguments to take the input value int a and int b, and then we have computed a and b and stored in a variable sum, and then we have written that sum. So when this block of code get executed, it will return the sum, where the input values which the function, by through the function call we will be giving that, yes, that particular two values get added, and it is stored in the variable sum. Yes, so in the function definition int a comma int b, we call it as actual parameters. This is the function name add numbers, and it has the return type integer, and this function is accessible to throughout the program to any classes if the any in the program. So we have mentioned it as public, and we have the main function. Under that we have two variables. It has the value 25 and 15. So now we need to create an object, and we need to call the function. So we have called the function by using the object, and we have assigned it to the result variable. The object will accept the return value from the function add numbers, and that will be stored in the result. So here we will be passing two numbers, number 1 and number 2, which says 25 and 15. These are the actual parameters. In the previous slide, in the definition of the function, we have formal parameters. Here we will be having the actual parameters. And then we have system.out.println, which says sum is yes. That will be printed within the double quotes. Whatever we have given, the string got printed the same, and then the result gets printed, adding of these two numbers. Then we have a quiz. So here we have class, and then a function greet, which has a statement, a single line of statement. Hello, welcome to Java. And we have the main function, and we have called the function greet using the function name. This function call will pass its execution to this function definition, and this block of code get executed, which will print hello, welcome to Java. So answer A is the right answer. And then we have quiz 2, which is a calculator program for adding numbers. Here we have a class, and then two functions, int add and double add. Int add will add two integer values, and double add will add two double values, double data type which will take the memory size of 8. Here the memory size of double is 8 bytes, and then it will store decimal values. For decimal values, we will be using data types float and double. Float will have 4 bytes of memory and double will have 8 bytes of memory. So we have defined two functions. Yes, this we call formal parameters, the arguments in the function definition. So it written a plus b, and here it written the same a plus b. Here you see the execution starts from the main function, and we have the object calc. Object can be created by the syntax class name, object name is equal to new class name. Here the class name is calculator, so calculator, for that we need to have a class, object. Object name is calc, and using that object we have to call the function by using the dot operator. Dot, we need to call the function using the function name add. Yes, and we need to pass the actual parameters here 2, 3, which goes to here, and it 2 now it is assigned to a and 3 assigned to integer b, and then 2 plus 3, this function will return this integer 5 to this object, in that particular value will get printed in the output screen. The same goes with the double function, and we will be having the output 5, 6.0, because double will print in decimal values. And we have another quiz. Here we have multiplication function. For that we have operator multiply operator. So the result will be, the return type of the result will be integer, because we have the function int multiply. That's coming to the end of the session. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let's discuss in another topic in the another video session. Thank you all.